There is always a secret to every thriving career. You might attend the best business conference, have the best idea, put in much effort, yet it's not working. Your competitors are doing something you don't know that you should know. Let's unravel it before the end of this video. When a man goes for money ritual, they don't ask for his school qualifications or certificate. All that's needed is a sacrifice. What's your own price to pay? Stay tuned.
Clara's early life was one of relentless struggle. Born into a modest family in a bustling community, she learned from a young age the value of hard work. Every day she woke before dawn, setting up her small stall in the market to sell hand-woven baskets, clay pots, and homemade delicacies. Her cheerful demeanor and dedication drew a modest but loyal crowd. Yet, no matter how much effort she put in, Clara barely scraped enough to make ends meet. She dreamed of something more: success, respect, and security for her future. One fateful evening, as Clara sat in her dimly lit home, tallying the day's meager earnings, an elderly customer she had served earlier returned. "You are hardworking, but hard work alone cannot give you the wealth you seek," the woman said cryptically. Clara, intrigued, asked what she meant. The woman told her about an ancient ritual tied to a deity called Imborivungu, a god said to bless its followers with untold riches in exchange for a commitment of the highest order. The idea lingered in Clara's mind, igniting a mix of curiosity and desperation. Days turned to weeks, and Clara couldn't shake the old woman's words. One night, after her business faced an unusually poor streak, Clara found herself drawn to the ritual's promise. What harm could there be in seeking help? She reasoned, convincing herself it was merely an alternative path to success. The elderly woman reappeared mysteriously, as if summoned by Clara's thoughts. She handed Clara a parchment containing the instructions for the ritual. It involved gathering rare items, a specific black feather, a drop of one's own blood, and a flame from a burning candle at midnight. The final step was a declaration of devotion to Imborivungu. At first, Clara hesitated, but the allure of the wealth she had always dreamed of and the growing pressure to compete with larger businesses clouded her judgment. That night, she performed the ritual. As the final words left her lips, a gust of wind blew out her candle, plunging her room into darkness. In the silence, a faint whisper echoed, "Your pact is sealed." The next morning, Clara returned to her stall to find an unusually large crowd gathered. Her baskets and pots sold out within hours, and she received orders for more than she could produce. Her delicacies, once a side venture, became the talk of the town. It seemed as if fortune had smiled upon her day by day. Her business expanded. Customers flocked to her stall, marveling at the superior quality of her goods. Wealthy elites began placing special orders, and even local politicians sought her wares to grace their grand feasts. Clara's fame grew rapidly, and people lauded her as an example of what hard work and resilience could achieve. Despite the overwhelming demand, Clara never seemed to run out of stock. Her shelves, once sparsely filled, were now magically replenished. While other merchants struggled with the rising costs of supplies, Clara's profits soared. She moved into a larger home, dressed in the finest fabrics, and hired assistants to manage her thriving enterprise. Yet beneath her success, Clara felt a gnawing unease. Her dreams were haunted by shadowy figures, and the whispers she heard during the ritual sometimes echoed faintly in the corners of her mind. Each time she dismissed these thoughts, choosing instead to revel in her newfound fortune. As Clara's wealth grew, so did the whispers in the market. How could a once struggling woman build such an empire in so short a time? Rivals who had been in business for decades found themselves losing customers to Clara's irresistible goods. Some said her success was a stroke of luck. Others were less kind, speculating about dark forces at play. Her baskets never break, her food never spoils, and she always has enough to sell, one merchant muttered to another. It's not natural. But Clara dismissed the rumors, focusing instead on her ever-expanding success. The turning point came when Clara began to notice strange patterns among her customers. One wealthy patron who had often purchased from her declared bankruptcy overnight. A family who frequented her stall fell ill with an inexplicable sickness. At first, Clara brushed these off as coincidences, but the occurrences became too frequent to ignore. During one sleepless night, the whisper returned, louder and more distinct. "Your wealth is not free, Clara," the voice said. "It comes at a cost to those who partake in it." Horrified, Clara began to realize the full implications of her pact with Imborivungu. Her prosperity wasn't just hers. It was siphoned from the fortunes and well-being of others. Among Clara's many rivals was a merchant named Vera, a shrewd woman who had always prided herself on her honesty and skill. Vera, determined to uncover the secret behind Clara's success, began following her movements. Late one night, Vera saw Clara enter an abandoned shed on the outskirts of town. Inside, she found Clara kneeling before an altar adorned with eerie symbols. Candles flickered around a golden idol, a representation of Imbori Vangu. Vera gasped, her presence unnoticed by Clara, who was chanting in a language Vera couldn't understand. The next morning, Vera couldn't contain herself. She gathered the townsfolk and revealed what she had seen. At first, many dismissed her claims as jealousy, but Vera's conviction and the mounting misfortunes in the community lent weight to her words. Soon, a group of villagers confronted Clara, demanding answers. Clara denied the accusations, but as pressure mounted, she broke down and confessed. The revelation sent shockwaves through the community. People turned against her, outraged that her wealth had come at their expense. The elders of the community, led by a respected spiritual leader, organized a cleansing ritual to break Imborivangu's hold. Clara, desperate to make amends, agreed to participate. She offered everything she had gained through the pact, renouncing her wealth and returning to a life of simplicity. The ritual was a battle of light and darkness. The wealth god fought fiercely to retain its grip, but through prayer, faith, and unity, the community prevailed. As the deity's influence was banished, Clara felt a weight lifted from her soul. With Imborivangu gone, the community began to heal customers who had suffered losses, saw their fortunes restored. Clara, deeply remorseful, devoted her life to humility and service. She often shared her story, warning others against the dangers of ill-gotten wealth. Her tale became a legend, a reminder that true prosperity comes not from shortcuts, but from honest labor, faith, and the support of a united community.
I hope you have enjoyed this folktale. We'd like to hear from you at the comments section. Wealth gotten through illegal means doesn't last long. It adds sorrow. There are many wealthy people out there with challenges and unrest here and there. Theirs is the law of cause and effect. Everything a man does surely has a reward. Why do you have to look up to dark powers for help? You want to get rich quick. There are proper things to do, and here are the methods to boost your business or profession in the right way. 1. Commit your business to God by prayer and dedication. Seek God's guidance for your plans, for God is the one that gives you the power to get wealth. 2. Work with integrity, honesty, and avoid unethical shortcuts. 3. Work hard and focus on delivering quality services. And be ready to expand. I mean, position your business for expansion, have a system or structure that's expandable. 4. Build strong relationships between customers and partners, and have a good network. Thank you for watching. Smash that subscribe button if you agree with me, because I surely know you do.